And telling the freshman right there, you got to get over there. That's why we picked up a foul there, because I wasn't able to get down and box out.
As a result, Heidfeld picked up a foul, his fourth. Morrison's going to get a little breather here with 6.5 to go. And Paul Davis at the line with 16 points and 10 rebounds. He's 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Third straight double-double to open this season, and 11th in the last 18 games. One of the best performances of his career in that Sweet 16 win over Duke, when he had 20 points and 12 rebounds, blocking horns much of the day with the great Sheldon Williams. Also had 15 rebounds in the Final Four head-to-head with Sean May. Seemed to live up to so much of the talk we've heard for so long about Paul Davis. At the end of last year, really became the player that many expect him to be before.
I think he's playing a lot more confident. I think he's going to have a great year.
Well, he's been really good before that. It's just, you know, people expect so much, and he's had a natural progression for a great college player.
I remember 2 years ago when we were at Michigan State, they were talking about would his sophomore year be his last, would he come out in the NBA draft? And he has a good sense of humor about it. He said before the season this year, I'm definitely going to enter the NBA draft at the end of this year. He's a senior. Suton.
That was all Davis defensively. Turned, faced the man, caught the ball, started the outlet.
6 minutes to go in a tie game. Brown with Walton, Ager, Davis, and Suton for Tom Izzo. Heidfeld runs out to block Brown's shot, and Pargo corrals it for Gonzaga with Ribio, Mallon, and Pendergraft. Ribio kept alive by Pendergraft, but into the hands of Davis for his 11th rebound.
Going to the well a little too deep, I think, for Ribio.
Well, it's a quick shot. They didn't make Michigan State really guard him. It's one thing that Gonzaga has had a little bit of a weakness. They take some quick shots.
Nice pin down.
And Brown missed the three. A rebound for Ager and a new shot clock for the Spartans.
Hands up, John!
Their wings can rebound. They can soar.
Mark Few has J.P. Batista going to the table to check in. Brown missed the three. Mallon the rebound. Gonzaga with the ball in a tie game. The timeout. He wants to expedite the return of Batista and Morrison.
Boy, Michigan State really settling for jump shots. They're much better when they get a touch high, dump it low, reverse the ball. Not typical of a Tom Izzo offense against the zone, Sean.
Michigan State 26-7 last year. The great run at the end of the year that salvaged what might have been considered a disappointing season for a lot of the year for the Spartans. They went to the Final Four, lost 4 key players. Yet the expectations are perhaps higher this year. Is that realistic given Anderson, Torbert, Hill, Bagrakis all gone?
I think it's realistic. They're a different team. They don't have as much versatility on defense. Guys like Allen Anderson and Kelvin Torbert could guard absolutely anybody. I don't care whether you play inside or outside. They don't have that, and they don't have a four-man they can really rely upon game in, game out.
And I think Neitzel's going to have a really solid year. I mean, he's got the capabilities. I think he'll play more confidently. It looks like they've got a better communication between the point guard and the coach, too. I think Tom was really tougher on him as a freshman last year.
Arizona and Connecticut coming up next. Now Lute Olson enjoying a terrific game between Gonzaga and Michigan State. Gonzaga 26-5 last year. They won the West Coast Conference again, lost in the NCAA tournament second round to Texas Tech in a tight ball game.
That's interesting, Jay, because all game I thought the referees have done a real nice job on the post defense. That time Davis got hung up. Maybe one of those, just let it slide.
2 fouls on Paul Davis, 9 team fouls. So Batista at the line, shooting the last 1-1 of this game. It'll be 2 for Gonzaga hereafter.
He had 21 against Maryland, 9 of 10 from the free throw line.
Shot 80% from the line last year.
That's a real weapon for him because he's going to get fouled. He goes so hard to the basket. There's so much contact created. He can make a living at that line in college.
I thought Michigan State's done a great job defensively on him, though.
They have.
He hasn't really been able to duck in and use that big wide body.
2-point lead for Gonzaga. Mallon comes back in. Batista with the 4 fouls back on the bench. Michigan State staying in the game at the free throw line from the floor. They're 4 for 19 this half, but they're perfect 15 of 15 from the free throw line. Ager for 3 and the lead for Michigan State.
You know the difference, they ran their offense, and as you said earlier, he stepped into it. When the quick pass and jack, they have their problems.
Well, when you move that defense from side to side, they've got to recover to you, and that's exactly what Michigan State did there.
Heitfeld, now Morrison. Tough runner, not tough for him. He makes it look easy. Gonzaga by 1, 25 for Adam Morrison for the 2nd straight game. Ager, a quick 3. Suton saved it, threw it off Mallon. It'll go back to the Spartans after immediate timeout. 3:43 to go. Back and forth they go. Ager gave Michigan State the lead briefly, but now it's the Zags again by 1. 3:43 to go here at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. Maurice Ager returned with 13:11 remaining with 4 fouls. He's played nearly 10 minutes without fouling out. 1-point lead for Gonzaga. It'll be Michigan State's ball. Knights will play it in. They have 4 in a line across the free throw line.
And Sean, I would imagine this is going to go inside after the timeout. At least a touch, not a quick jack.
And Tom Izzo likes to throw the occasional lob after a timeout, so you got to be aware of that.
So much for that. Glossary. Right?
Maurice Ager with a bomb, an Ager bomb, as the student section calls them from time to time at Michigan State.
Good to see him have a solid game, too. Even with the foul problems, shooting confidently.
Ager, a terrific young man, very religious young man. As a matter of fact, Tom Izzo has adjusted the practice schedule. They don't practice on Sunday mornings to allow Maurice to attend services. Morrison, a deep 3 for the lead for Gonzaga. 28 for Morrison, 3 out of 6 from beyond the arc. From a career 31% 3-point shooter.
I'd say he's improved his range, huh?
Into Davis with Batista and 4 fouls guarding him. Nice shot by Paul Davis. Michigan State by 1. 20 points for Davis. And a timeout called by Mark Few. With his team down by 1, he has 2 timeouts left.
Maurice Ager on the ball reversal again, stepping into that shot, and he has shown he's got really deep range.
How about
How
this?
deep is that?
That's incredible. His heels were out of bounds initially, and this is what we thought after the timeout. They go in deep, and a good job using his footsteps properly. And the knockdown by Paul Davis. As a big guy, you really want your guards to come down. Nobody was home to scrape down on Davis either.
Morrison's career high is 30 points. He has 28 in this one. AP preseason All-American, the first preseason All-American in Gonzaga history. Of course, they had a great player in Ronny Turioff last year, 2nd-round pick of the Los Angeles Lakers, and we're happy to report he's here after open heart surgery in late July. There he is. He's been working out with the Zags, easing his way back into activity. And when Jay and I spoke with him before the game, he said he's hopeful that it won't be very long from now. He'll be eyeing a return, hopefully, with the Los Angeles Lakers.
He was telling me he's the best cheerleader the Zags have right now, as a silly foul. Nickel dimer down in the corner on the cut by Walton.
2 on Walton. Double bonus each way the rest of the way. 2:17 to go. You wonder who was going to blink at the free throw line here in the second half. Both teams are perfect. A combined 25 for 25. Gonzaga 10 for 10 this half. And still perfect as Morrison made the first.
Tom looking over, he can't believe the foul call. This kid has some stroke. It's automatic.
Gonzaga by 1. Adam Morrison has matched his career high with 30 points. This is semifinal action at the EA Sports Maui Invitational. 22nd year of this event. The best field ever, and these two teams living up to their rankings. It's been back and forth here in the second half. Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, and Bill Raftery. Gonzaga with the ball, up by 1, just under 2 minutes to go.